1 win away from the Men's College World Series in Omaha. Playing match 3 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy that they need to get runners on in front of him because he has shown
at Plainsman Park. For Coastal Carolina, at least from the Coastal perspective.
Yeah, how about that 6'8", big boy on the mound, right? Creates tough angle.
Freshman second baseman, 2 for 3 yesterday, 7 hits in the postseason. And a fastball in the first 4 games here at Plainsman. Since toe on the line and the payoff. Over to third. Mitchell to first base.
And now you got a little team that's relaxed. Walker Mitchell, nice job right there. Gets to it, was good, electric, and it was almost like, hey, just sit back and play the game that you're used to.
Easy scores already coming across today, including Arizona in comeback mode in Chapel. And he'll try to bounce back after that 0 for 4 performance late last night. It was a factor for us early, and Terrell strikes out the first for Jacob Morrison.
Ball because it's a big 12-6, so it looks like a ball out of the hand, especially from the 6'8".
Strike 2. Well, the arithmetic indicates it's once every 3 years. They would be on track this season. 94 and inside and a payoff. Irish had to stay back, and he 3-2 inside, and Irish draws the walk, and a great take. And so a lefty-lefty matchup again. It's Cooper McMurray. Down the top of the 8th in Chapel Hill. Wildcats, game 2, where you've already claimed the first win in this Super Regional on the road. McMurray high in the air, working with the great Gary Gilmore, the Hall of Famer, all of those seasons, winning the 2016 National. 2-2, was he able to check his swing? He was not, and the strikeout for Jacob. We honestly thought coming in that Coastal had the advantage in terms of arms, but Andreas Alvarez was the most.
Heck yeah, good way to get the party started right here. Laser off the bat of Bodine, but an unbelievable play right there. Extension for Eric.
Redshirt senior out of Mayfield, Ohio. Bunts it towards the mound. Alvarez gives way to Snow.
Send him a little bit to the left. Now he come charging in. Nice job. Quick throw, the transition. You still love the confidence in the pitcher to attack it, but yeah, give away to the third baseman.
Have you ever?
Just do what you got to do. Don't try to make anything special. But boy, he was special in that play.
To second, ironically, Chris Rimbert is there. Pitches 3 outs for Andreas Alvarez, the freshman starter for the Auburn Tigers today from Omaha. Lucas Steele will lead things off, and a fly ball lifted towards left. Sebastian Alexander. There's one away.
All of a sudden, Steele, 1 pitch, 1 out.
A couple of slick plays at third base already in this game. That is a serious weapon for Coastal Carolina. You start to think about today and then maybe a little bit deeper.
Less than 2 walks per 9 inning. Potential first-round draft pick this year. I know I've talked to a couple.
Not be rattled. Big pitch here. And a great take. A 1-out walk issued to Snow.
It's 285 walks coming into this game, right? So able to lay off the tough pitches is going to be a huge hitter, uncharacteristically chases.
Carter towards right. Pato was there for out number 2. Banged up a little bit midway through game 1 of this Super Regional. They taped up that left wrist.
Fralick.
Already 2 strikeouts for Morrison. Fralick gives this one a ride. Down the right field line, all the way towards that corner. Pato had to race to get there. Here comes the relay.
From first base, very rare score from first on a single. But Carl Nunemaker didn't hesitate. And the
senior from Ocala.
Park history, but Coastal Carolina after that first inning.
Back to Morrison for out number 3.
Yeah.
Auburn strikes first, 1-0 advantage. Bottom of the
up a run. I see what he's trying to do, right? You're trying to flip that lineup, get Chris Rimbert up with men in scoring position.
Out of the zone at 79, and a ball and a strike to the sophomore third baseman. 270.
This is just wow. Look at this, smoked. Unbelievable. I think he. Disheartening for a lineup. You square up.
That he just missed. Glove pops off of Freilich, and it's 2-0. Standing player of the Conway Regional last weekend. Pitching at the right time. Efficient start for Alvarez, but dealing with his.
Want to see from him.
0-2 from Alvarez, and Pato swings.
Auburn staff likes to see the way he's attacking with the heater. They're getting there. It's getting hot. Bats are a little bit slower. The bat speed's not there, so you get a guy with a good fastball, tough to catch.
Against the Cardinals. Alvarez dealing to start 1-2 in Auburn. To Fabian. Chanticleer strand a runner. Bub Terrell in search of his first hit in this Super Regional.
There's frustration right there. You can see the head's pulling a little bit. He spins out of the box.
It's been a great tournament overall. 8 for 16, but 0 for his last 5 after 8 for 11 last weekend, and was named the MVP. Pitch number 50 from Jacob Morrison.
But isn't that like baseball? You swing at a pitch, you're frustrated, you start shaking your head. The next pitch is a borderline, it gets called against you. That's just how it's going to stack up, right? You got to be able to flush it, move on to the next pitch.
And the punch out, Terrell strikes out looking. 2 up, 2 down for Jacob Morrison in Coastal Carolina.
Well, the scouting report continues. 93 inside part of the plate on those lefties. A lot of left-handed hitters in this Auburn lineup. They're going to attack him on the inside.
And a final score in Chapel Hill as Ike Irish gets set to dig in. Arizona defeats North Carolina to force a Game 3 in the Chapel Hill Super Regional tomorrow. Irish through the right side and into right field. Ike aboard for the second time this afternoon. Auburn leading 1-0. Well, you knew he was going to have something to say about the end result here in this Game 2 of the Super Regional. And so far, so good for Ike.
You see the Coastal pitchers that walk by and they just kind of like stare at him like dang, like what, how do we get this guy out, right? It's a walk, it's a laser off the batter's eye, it's, you know, double in the gap, pulled into the 4-hole. Guy just gets done, man, as a hitter.
Redshirt senior from Tulsa, Cooper McMurray.
And the biggest thing about it for me is Ike Irish is I think he's just scratching the surface. And when I say that, it's the power.
And we welcome those that just watched Arizona take care of business against North Carolina to force a winner-take-all Game 3. Super Regionals tomorrow in Chapel Hill. Here in Auburn, Alabama, Lance Cormier, Roy Philpott, Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, 1 win away from also punching their ticket to Omaha, Nebraska. And for the Auburn Tigers, an early 1-0 advantage after Ike Irish was able to cash in base hit moments ago, and Chase Freilich was able to drive in the lone run of the game after Eric Snow was walked in the second inning.
Well, how about the freshman coming up big, right? Freilich, the freshman. It's going to come down to if Auburn's going to continue to find a way to play tomorrow. You got a freshman on the mound, 3 freshmen in the lineup. That's basically been what they've had this year. Little mix of young, little mix of old, and a lot of talent there, but it's a matter of, hey, you're trusting the guys that got you there, and it's a lot of freshmen.
A lot of first-year players that have played like upperclassmen. McMurray, one of those upperclassmen, the redshirt senior. And now the 2-2 from Morrison, the Sun Belt Pitcher of the Year, who already has recorded 3 strikeouts today.
One of them was McMurray. The first time he faced him was a breaking ball down. think it was 2-2 count as well, but it's one of those now you're set up. You just went fastball, fouls it straight back. Look for an off-speed pitch right here.
Upstairs in a full count, and Irish will get a head start from first base.
Went off speed, went the changeup though. I like the breaking ball because it's been really good, and you saw the way McMurray chased it last time.
Pitch number 59 for Morrison. And a called strike 3, his 4th punch out of the game to freshman on the mound for the Tigers. Facing Ty Barango to start. They're in the bottom of the 3rd. 87 degrees outside. It feels like 94 with that humidity. And I mean, it is toasty on the Plains. Wind shifting towards left field in the War Eagle wall here at Plainsman. Strike 2 to Barango. .234 this season with 2 home runs. 2nd straight start. Outside from Alvarez. What have you seen from Andreas Alvarez so far? Outside the fact it looks like he's in complete control, as we saw a weekend ago in the Auburn Regional.
Well, you're seeing a team playing a little bit more relaxed, right? A pitcher attacking with the fastball. It's been good, but the defense has made some plays for him.
First knock of the afternoon for Coastal Carolina. Leadoff man aboard from the 8 hole. And Ty Barango.
Nice job. Nice piece of hitting. Not a bad pitch. Slider down, goes down and gets it.
Just timed it out beautifully.
Right, absolutely.
The first hit of the weekend for Ty Barango. The DH again today. Brings us to Wells Sykes. 0 for 3 last night. Does have 5 hits in postseason play. The senior from Gilbert, South Carolina. And Alvarez, a rocket, will chase Barango back to first base, who does have 6 stolen backs this year. How aggressive do head coaches get in a game like this where the season is on the line and Auburn's got to survive and Coastal 1 win away?
What I think you're going to see, especially after the miscues you saw yesterday, I don't think you're going to see that aggressiveness on the base paths. You know, maybe you get a lead of 5 or 6. Yeah, okay, maybe try to pour on a little bit. But right now, tight ball game. I think you're going to play some station-to-station baseball.
It was a tight game last night, 7-6. Coastal won it in 10 innings. Caden Bodine's home run in the top of the 10th ended up being the difference, along with Blake Barthol. It's incredible play at second base in back-to-back frames at the very end. Close call outside for ball 2. Barango increases his lead, and that'll prompt a toss over from Alvarez. It was Sykes that ended up scoring the game-winning run in the regional final in Conway last weekend. Chanticleer was able to manufacture a run, 1-0 victory over ECU, and it happened late in the 8th inning. Single stole second, moved to third on a flyout before Alexander drove him home on a sac fly. Alvarez battling back here as best as he can.
Hey, big AB right here with Bodine lingering on deck. Don't want to walk the 9-hole to face the hottest hitter in the Chanticleer's lineup.
And arguably the top catcher in America. Kevin Schnall confirming that to us in the postgame. Shot to Irish, who's there. Very loud first out. Caden Bodine last night and early this morning had 2 home runs, including 1 in the 3rd. And this was part of the early difference between the Tigers and the Chanticleers. But the big bat heard around the Deep South early this morning at around 2 a.m. Eastern time. Tied at 6 in the top of the 10th. And an absolute moonshot. That was the difference in that game.
Yeah, both home runs off of breaking balls when he was in a hitter's count. So it just tells you he was sitting on hooks.
And he's seen 2 pitches today, and he's trailed it up twice.
Right.
One's right at Eric Snow at third, and that one at the top of the netting.
Well, I mean,
a bit tardy.
I've mentioned it already. Just you could see Wells Sykes' head just drop after he squared that ball up to Ike Irish. That's 3 lineouts already for Coastal.
Bodine, a finalist for the Buster Posey Award, one of just 3 nationally. The defensive numbers have been off the charts. He's throwing out 38% of potential base stealers this year. And the offensive numbers, I mean, how often do you see a catcher at the top of the order and still maintain what he's been able to do defensively?
Right, that's the biggest thing, is the offense is still there, and it's a guy that's catching almost every inning, right? So you know the legs are tired toward the end of the season, and when the legs get tired, the bat starts to slow down. You don't have as much power and control with the bat. So to see that just shows you, obviously, preparation, but taking care of the body, doing what he needs to do off the field as well to be ready to play.
Extremely humble. Both parents were teachers, are teachers, and said he takes that aspect of his game from them. Popped up right behind second base. Derek Fabian is there, and the Florida transfer puts on the squeeze for out number 2.
Yeah, for Alvarez, I love that right there. Stays hard. That's 94 down in the zone. We saw the 2 home runs off the breaking balls I mentioned earlier, and it looked like he almost knew he was sitting on them.
We will hear from Butch Thompson coming up. Has to be pleased with this start from his freshman, Alvarez. And just grabbing that early lead. Any kind of early momentum after losing last night 7-6 in extras. Pitch number 34 from Andreas. Low and away, snap throw to first, and back quickly is Marengo. Two outstanding coaches building their programs the right way. Kevin Schnall, Butch Thompson. Schnall, remember, won the national championship at Coastal Carolina as an assistant in 2016 alongside the great Gary Gilmore, the Hall of Famer. And that came after 3 years at UCF before an extended stint the Coastal Carolina staff. So his first year back yielded a national title. 2-1. Gary Gilmore, the Hall of Famer, 2016 national championship winning head coach, and over 1,100 wins, the most in the storied history at Coastal Carolina. Multiple stops in different leagues, and 11-time conference coach of the year. Retired after last season. And with Schnall taking over, his team has won 22 in a row this year. Coming into today, 52 overall this campaign. The only team in America right now with 50-plus wins.
Well, I loved how he talked about, you had asked, hey, the culture. He says it's the same. You know, he was able to just continue to keep that culture the same, and the guys obviously believe in it.
5-pitch walk to Alexander. And so now runners at first and second, the tying run in scoring position for Coastal Carolina. Second walk issued by Alvarez.
We've seen a couple close calls from home plate umpire Joe Burleson from both sides, right? It's not just one side. There's been some balls that both the dugouts chirped a little bit. Fans get a little restless, but it's had a pretty good zone.
Fans are always restless. They're never satisfied. I mean, you win a national championship the very next day. The headline is finals are coming up on Sunday, but UFC 316 is tonight, and both bantamweight belts are on the line. The prelims begin at 8 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus in both English and Spanish. The main card follows at 10 Eastern on pay-per-view. You can buy it at ESPNplus.com/PPV. Well, you got UFC 316, you got the UFL semifinals tomorrow. And a very big weekend in the world of sports. Not only the tickets that'll be punched to Omaha, the NBA Finals, Game 2. It's just one of those special times of the year, Lance, where kind of all happens at once.
Can't have enough screens, TVs, everything. Log into your subscribers, ESPN Plus, squeeze play, just a little bit of everything. But yeah, sit back, watch, and enjoy.
Blake Barthol did no sitting back late last night. Pitch in the dirt. Both runners advanced 90 feet. Now heads up base running on the wild pitch. Marengo at third. Alexander now at second.
Watch right here, Roy. Chase Freilich, the ball's down. He just tries to pick it with the glove. Doesn't go down to the knees and put the chest in front of it. And you see both the guys being able to move up into scoring position with 2 outs. Now, who can get the big 2-out hit? Auburn's got 2 already.
Barthol did it with his defense last night. Try to do it with his offense here. Irish is there. And on the move records out number 3. Chanticleer strand 2, but lead Auburn 1-0 through 3.